Okay. I have to do this one. Another request. Somebody asked for it. My son came home from school and he said, Dad, I met with a counselor today and she says I have ADD. And I said, well, what's that? He said, it's called attention deficit disorder, Dad, and I think you have it worse than I do. So I got diagnosed by my son. I read all the literature. I realized, sure enough, through my life I had managed it, probably with different forms of pathology, but one specifically I remember was obsessive compulsive disorder, which has morphed as I've gotten older into attention surplus syndrome, which of course is ASS. And I try to hide that side. I got this, I put together this song just from odds and ends. Songwriting is such a weird thing. It starts out as this free association, and just when it all comes together, it's sort of a miracle, and you almost don't even feel like you had anything to do with it. You're just a bystander. And this was not one of those. I just labored over this thing for a year. And abused some of my fans who came to my shows, and I played it before it was done. Anyway, it's a musical posted to myself, not to believe everything I think. And somebody has asked for this tonight. You are a sick person. The day can turn into certain disaster when you're the servant and your mind is the master. You become the director of a tragic play where none of the actors see it your way. Stuck in your head with this arrogant snob, you'd think he would have thought himself out of the job because he's petty, stingy, paranoid. You'd fire the jerk, but you're self-employed. So when you've had about all of yourself you can take, you plan this kind of prison break and you get yourself busy figuring something out. And you get out of your head and you begin to shout, help me, I am trapped on the inside of my face. I woke up from a nap, brainstem all over the place. Down, boys, sit, roll over, stay. Anybody know any psycho feng shui? 'Cause I am trapped to the inside of my face. So with your brain stuck in the on position, you drag yourself to a mental physician. He shakes his head at your furtive stare. He says, never be alone when you go in there. Anything you say will be misunderstood, because your mind is like a bad neighborhood. Maybe it's from back there in your psychoactive years. You might have stripped some really important gear. It's dark in there, and it's dangerous too from doing what all the little voices have been telling you to do. I think it's damaged way beyond fixing, because some parts are broken, but some are missing. Help me, I am trapped on the inside of my face. I woke up, something snapped. Now the real me is being erased. They're launching a frontal attack. Somebody help me get the real me back. I am trapped to the inside of my face. So it turns out the reality was just a collective hunch. Points of view gathered in a bunch, people with opinions, believing one another, brain against brain, brother against brother. We're all chips off the same mainframe. That part is hard to find, though, when you're thinking with that brain, because no amount of thinking will find the place. When the brain stem's in control of the face, all the little voices drive you to the brink of believing absolutely everything that you think. Your true whereabouts remains unknown. The lights are running. Everybody's home. LB, I am trapped on the inside of my face. I woke up kidnapped. This imposter taking my place. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Reptilian gangliates are overrun with the inside of me. Out of my mind, leave a message.